Hey, bro, you know who you are according to the Bible?
Hebrew.
You a Hebrew? Come out at me real quick. Let me show you something. Come out at me real quick.
Roy, T-Job.
Come at me. What you know about you being a Hebrew?
Bring it on.
Well, you know, it's most stuff like they don't teach us inside like church and stuff, you know, about our original, you know, organic people and how we look really cool.
Right. So do you know what? Because there's Hebrews in the Bible. There's a lot of Hebrews in the Bible, right? Abraham was a Hebrew. Every man that descended from Abraham was Hebrew. So you had Ishmael, you had Isaac, Jacob, Esau, right?
Yeah.
So what Hebrew are you that descend from Abraham?
They say Judah.
Judah? Who did Judah came from? Who was his father? Judah descended, this 12 tribe chart right here, right? Where do you see yourself on that? Where do you see yourself on that sign?
Bring it on.
The top African American black, right? So you know you're an Israelite. According to the Bible, Deuteronomy 10 and 12. So you understand that there's things that we must do according that God commands us to do. Do you know, like for instance, you know today's the Lord's Sabbath day?
Yeah.
You don't know that? Watch, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Just give me a second, highlight me real quick.
Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So God requires something of us, that we know that we Israel. We know that we part of this 12 tribe sign right here, right? We know that we descend from these people. God says he requires something of us, right?
That's right.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
Fear. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
Supposed to walk in his ways. Read.
And to love him.
And to love him. Do you know how to do any of those things? How can you show God that you love him?
Like the one what you do every day in life, just show peace and positivity.
Like, you know exactly, stay right there. You know exactly what that is though? Read. Continue to read. I'm going to show you.
And to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart,
right?
And with all thy soul,
right? He about to tell you. Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
To do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
So to fear God, to walk in his ways, to show that you love him, we're supposed to keep the commandments, right? Give me that 1 John. You're supposed to keep the commandments, right?
That's right.
That's how we show God that we love him. That's how we show God that we walking in his ways. That's how we show God that we want to serve him and get the kingdom, is to keep the commandments. Now, one of the commandments, I'm going to read that real quick. I'm going to get to these commandments real quick just to show you something, all right? Read that.
1 John 5 and 3.
Read.
For this is the love of God.
This is the love of God, right? Read.
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
So we're supposed to keep the commandments, right? Give me Exodus 28. So we're supposed to keep the commandments. Today is the Lord's Sabbath, bro. You know who you are according to the Bible?
Kind of, sort of. I'm learning, sir, with all due respect.
You still learning?
Yeah, I'm still learning.
You know, what is it that you know? Do you know anything?
I just know to be the obedience to the law, right?
Be obedience to the law?
Be obedience.
Right, that's right. We're supposed to be obedient. So you understand what I'm bringing out?
Yeah,
we're supposed to keep the commandments. Watch this. You understand today is the Lord's Sabbath?
Every day I try to live holy though. You feel what I'm saying?
Most definitely. Every day we're supposed to keep the commandments.
According to the Bible, he did keep the Sabbath. He gave the Sabbath. So you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah. I didn't know that, but you know what I mean? According to I was raised up in with a Western Hemisphere mindset, so I didn't know like today is the Sabbath.
Right.
Learning.
Well, hey, bro, we about to bring it out right now. Let's read that.
Exodus 20 and 8.
Bring it out.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Right. So God says to remember the Sabbath day. So there's going to be a point in time where we're going to forget that today is the Lord's Sabbath day. God said to remember that thing. You understand that? The reason why we forgot because we was destroyed. We was destroyed during this time period right here when we was in slavery. You understand that? When we came over here in these chains, what they do, they put chains on our necks. They changed our name. They converted us to Christianity, Catholicism, all these religions. They started converting us. And so they taught us their doctrine. They took the Bible and they spun it. And they told us, hey, we ain't got to keep the laws of God no more. Hey, the Sabbath day was changed to Sunday. You understand what I'm saying? They went in and they changed the laws of God. So God said, hey, remember the Sabbath day. Remember today, right? Read.
To keep it holy.
God said to keep it holy. So y'all know what holy means? It means separate. Holy means separate. So this day, today, is supposed to be separate from any other day. We're supposed to be walking, like you said, holy every day of the week, right? But this day right here, there's certain things that we're supposed to be doing on this day because it's separate. You know what I'm saying? From every other day. Read.
6 days shalt thou labor.
So Sunday through Friday, God gave us to labor. You understand that? So 6 days, we should labor, right? Read.
and do all thy work. But the Sabbath day, the seventh day is the Sabbath.
Right, so today is the Sabbath, right? Read.
Of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
Y'all ain't got no work. Y'all ain't doing no work today, is y'all?
Oh no.
Y'all ain't got, that's good. Hey, we supposed to not work on this day.
That's right.
Yeah, what's up?
So we were only enslaved due to our disobedience.
Right, Deuteronomy 23. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you through the Bible why we was enslaved. Right? I'm gonna show you. Because look, if we keep breaking the Sabbath day, we're gonna continue to be oppressed. We're gonna continue to be in this state. These are one of the commandments that we broke, right? That put us in the conditions that we are today, that led us up to us being in slavery. I'm gonna read it to you. Watch, read it.
Deuteronomy 28:15.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the Lord, the voice of the Lord thy God,
If we will not listen to what God says, right? Remember the Sabbath, right? Read.
to observe to do all his commandments
All his commandments, not just some, all of them, right? Read.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Curse a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? So God says we break his commandments, all these curses were going to come upon the children of Israel. Yes, we descend from these people. I'm going to show you biblically how we descend from these people through Bible prophecy that was going to happen because of our disobedience to God, right? Give me verse 32. I'm going to show you some of these curses. Read.
Deuteronomy 28:32.
Bring it out.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So our sons and our daughters was going to be given to another people. This is a curse, right? Because we broke the Sabbath day, because we buy and sell on the Sabbath day, because we eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, because our men mar their beard, because we jump from woman to woman to woman. God said that our sons and our daughters was going to be given unto another people.
Right.
You understand that? What's up, bro?
When you say given to another people, you mean enslaved?
Enslaved. Yes, sir. Watch. I'm going to read. Continue.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing.
Right. So you look right here on the sign, right? This happened to us in slavery.
Bruh.
This is facts. You understand that? Like they look, we oppressed so bad, they got the nerve to teach us this in school.
Bring it out.
Like it's a good thing.
That's true,
You understand that? Like you ever sat in class before and you surrounded by them and they just bringing it out y'all was slaves. Like we was whipping y'all and all this. Like they taught you that and then
Like
they
it's
hop
a
in
game
and
or
then they turn around and say
Game.
Christopher Columbus. He
Yeah,
he discovered America. You understand that? But God says this is because we broke his commandments.
Right.
You understand? This happened because of our disobedience, right?
Right.
It says our sons and our daughters shall be given to another people. Read.
And fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand.
So God said there's going to be no might in our hand to get our people back.
Right.
They was taking our children in slavery. All we could do was sit there and cry.
Right.
That's it. We didn't have no military might, no economic might. We couldn't even buy ourselves out of this captivity.
Bring it out.
We couldn't even fight our way out of this captivity because God said this is going to happen to you because you breaking the commandment. They doing it today.
Right.
With human trafficking. You understand that? Our sisters, our little sisters being missing every day.
Right.
They finding bodies of our people out there in China.
Bring it
Or
out.
their organs missing.
Bring it
You
out.
understand that? That's bad. That's because we continue to break God's law.
Right.
You understand that? That's why. Watch this. I'm going to show you something else that happened in slavery. Verse 37 again.
Deuteronomy 28:37.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt be an astonishment,
An astonishment, right? Read.
a proverb,
Proverbs are wise sayings. Read.
and a
Our
byword.
names was going to be changed.
Right.
So the first thing they did to us when we got off those slave ships was say, hey, y'all are no more Israelite. You no longer Judah. You no longer Ephraim. You no longer none of them things. You are a Negro. You are black. You understand that? You ain't gonna find none of these nationalities in the Bible. You are a nigga. That's what they was doing, right? Watch this. Give me verse 68. No, verse 47. Verse 47. Watch it, bro. This shit, hey, look, this is heavy, right? Because look, yes, sir.
Real quick. Brother asked about the menorah on our back. The menorah. And he said, do we celebrate Kwanzaa? Kwanzaa.
It's not. Give me this is, hey, so what you're confusing that with is the Feast of Dedication, right? So what we celebrate is the Feast of Dedication. I don't Hanukkah, right? So give me that in Right. So, for instance, today, this is what I'm saying. This is why it's important for us to keep the commandments of the Lord. For instance, do y'all know today is a special day, right? This is a day that God set up for us to celebrate a holiday. Today is a high holy day. It's the feast of dedication. We're supposed to be celebrating this for 8 days. You understand that?
Yeah.
Because it's a special day that God set apart for us instead of celebrating Christmas. You understand that? Because that's what our people is about to do in a couple weeks. They're about to go out there, buy gifts, and celebrate Christmas, set up this tree in their house, and give their kids presents and stuff like that. That's not, God says don't do that, right? We supposed to keep this day.
Bring it out.
First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 57.
Bring it out.
They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold, and with shields, and the gates, and the chambers, and they renewed and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the
was for the reproach of the heathen, right? This holiday was set up because we had won the war and we wasn't being oppressed no more. You understand? We celebrated them things. You understand that? So it's a good thing that we go to war against our enemies to get up out of this captivity, right?
Right. Verse 59. Moreover, Judas and brethren, with the whole congregation of Israel, ordained that the days of the dedication, of the dedication of the altars should be kept in their season.
Right. So this day today shall be kept in their season, the day of the dedication, because we dedicated the temple to the Most High for bringing us that victory against our heathen. You understand that? So we keep this day. That's why it's important. You understand, you understand that the things that we do here on earth is happening in the heavens. Right. The Most High is celebrating this day.
So above, so below.
That's right. You understand that? So when the Most High sees us out here breaking His Sabbath, you know what I'm saying, breaking His high holy days that He set up for us, how you think He feel? Pissed, right? That we out here serving other gods, because you understand Christmas is paganism. Bring it up! There's other gods that come behind that. You understand that? Read Jeremiah 21. There's other gods that come behind that. So we celebrate the feast we celebrate the high holy days of the Bible. So for instance, Hanukkah, you know what I'm saying, which is in the Bible is called Feast of Dedication, Passover, Feast of Tabernacles. The Sabbath day is a high holy day, the new moon. Right? Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So God says to learn not the way of the heathen. The heathen are the other nations. The heathen can't be found on this 12 tribe chart right here. They're not on there. You understand that? So God refers to them as heathen. He said, learn none of their ways. So Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, God says learn none of that, right?
That's right. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
So going into astrology and following the stars and all that stuff, God says don't do that, right?
Right. For the heathen are dismayed at them.
They dismayed at that because they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But if you're keeping the commandments of God, you understand what's going on.
Right.
You understand that?
For the customs of the people are vain.
They are vain. They're lies. Christmas is a lie. They ain't no fat man climbing in your chimney handing you no presents. You understand that? Ain't no Thanksgiving as a whole. They say, oh, Thanksgiving, we here to give thanks. But thanks to what? You gotta understand the history of Thanksgiving. They slaughtered millions of our Native American brothers. Millions. 77. That's millions. And they have us sitting at the table being thankful for that. You understand that? How you think the Most High feel that we doing these things? You understand that?
He said it in His word, my people perish due to their lack of knowledge and understanding.
Right, and what's the knowledge, right?
The obedience of the law.
Malachi 2:7. I'm going to show you. I'll show you the knowledge. You're right, bro. Most definitely.
They commandments.
Right, and they do these things, bro. They do these things, and we don't understand it because we are destroyed as a people. This is what happens when we don't know who we are. You understand that? When we don't know who we are, you go and you just follow things that doesn't pertain to you. You understand that? That's a curse. Read this.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priest's lips should keep knowledge, right? So the people that our people go to right now, Christianity, they go up in them churches, right? They refer to them pastors and stuff as they priests and stuff like that and whatnot. The guy says they're supposed to keep knowledge, right? So when they go to these churches on Sundays, they're supposed to be seeking something. They should be trying to obtain knowledge, right? Read.
And they should seek the law.
The what?
The law.
The what?
The law.
So the law should be coming out of their mouths when they're in the church. You understand that? But they tell you God's laws are done away with. Bring it out. The commandments to the cross. You understand that? You can go and do whatever the hell you want to do as long as you believe.
Not true.
You understand that? You understand that? That's what they do in these churches. But the priest lips should keep what?
and the precepts should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth.
The laws of God should be coming out their mouth.
Right.
They should be telling you like, hey, today is the feast of dedication. You understand that? Today is the Sabbath day. You understand that?
Actually, I want to add on to what Soldier said, because you asked a beautiful question about Kwanzaa, right? I'm going to read to you what Kwanzaa is. Kwanzaa is a week-long annual celebration held in the United States and other nations of the African diaspora. Or that's honestly us going through the slave trade. That's when we were scattered. So honestly, it's going for our people. When you read Deuteronomy 28:68, it's going into the Jews that were scattered due to the curses. Now it says in the Americas to honor African heritage and African American culture. African Americans don't have any culture.
Right.
That's the messed up thing about it. To name yourself after two continents, show me you don't have a culture. To name yourself after two white men, when two white men, if they get together, can they make a black baby?
Bring it out.
No, so why do you call yourself after two white men? Men, isn't that homosexuality?
Right.
So how can two white homosexuals make a black baby?
Right.
It ain't gonna work.
Right.
So these are the labels that's placed on us in confusion trying to find ourselves. Then it says to honor African American heritage in African American culture. It is observed from December 26th to January 1st, cultivating in gift giving and a feast. Now, do you know that the founder of Kwanzaa was a CIA operative?
Bring it out.
So why in the world a CIA operative is making up a quote-unquote holiday for black people? What's the purpose behind that?
To the seed.
Exactly. Because what is Kwanzaa mirrored after? The Feast of Dedication or Hanukkah. Because that's what Hanukkah means. Hanukkah means the dedication. Now, what Soldier went over was spot on, showing you the history of why we celebrate Feast of Dedication. We dedicated the temple to our God by fighting off the Greeks. So honestly, every high holy day you think about that God has us to celebrate is celebrating our freedom out of oppression.
That's right.
Think about it. Passover is thanking God for getting us out of the oppressor's land, which was in Egypt. When you think about Feast of Tabernacles or even dedication, we was fleeing from, we actually fought off the Greeks during the time of the Maccabees.
That's right.
That's where you read about the Hasmonean dynasty. That's when we was ruling in that time frame. We had our faces stamped on money. So we had rigor and we had status at that time. But what happened from then until now? We forgot.
That's right.
Now I'm gonna show you what we forgot. I got you, bro. Because I like that question you asked. Give me Exodus 20 and 8. I'm gonna show you something very heavy just in the law. Showing you who's going to forget in the law.
Read that. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Now, why would the scripture say, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy? Showing you that at one point in time, you're going to forget. The Sabbath days consist of the 7-day Sabbath, which is actually today. We actually have 2 Sabbaths that fell on one day, which is today. Last night was the first day of Feast of Dedication, at the same time, the weekly Sabbath. So, of course, you're going to celebrate, you're going to party, you're going to have a good time with brothers and sisters. That's the point. Now, who's it out?
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter.
So you see the stipulations of the 7-day Sabbath? We're not supposed to work. We're not supposed to cook. We're not supposed to buy or sell on today. And you're supposed to congregate with like-minded individuals.
That's right.
What was your question?
My whole point is, and I just got out of my library, we was enslaved by those peoples, by the heathens, or what the word say, due to our disobedience. disobedience to the laws and stuff. And that's why you can only be enslaved when you disobedient to your God.
Right. So what must we do though to get up out of that?
Oh, we got to come back to the laws and instructions that God put in the beginning.
Right. So do you understand that? First, I want to finish the point I was making in Jeremiah. Yes, sir. I want to finish that out real quick about these holidays real quick because that's something our people is heavy into. You understand that? Because
and I'm getting over that. I'm getting over that stage of celebrating the holidays and all that stuff.
Right.
If it's not of God, why do I want to celebrate?
Right. I'm right, and that's the point because that's why I'm trying to bring this out to show our people that we're not supposed to be doing these things. Once you started from the top.
Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1.
Bring it up.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not. I'm trying to stress this because that's what we do here. We was indoctrinated. We go to their school systems and we learn their ways. You know what I'm saying? They teach us their holidays. They promote it on TV. You see it on billboards, on public bus transportation that ride by. All day, they're pounding in your head. Hey, Thanksgiving is coming up in a couple weeks. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner. You understand that? Read. So God is stressing, don't learn that thing. Don't learn them things, right? Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
So all those customs are vain, they're lies, because you ain't going to find them in this Bible, right? You're not going to find them anywhere in the Bible, right? Read.
For one cutteth a tree.
So they're going into one of these customs, right? They're going into one of these customs. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So one of these customs, they cut the tree out the forest, right? Read.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Right. Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
So with that tree they cut out the forest, they deck it with silver and gold. They put ornaments on it. You know what I'm saying? And lights to try to make it look nice, right? Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
So they put it in the ground, they fasten it with nails and hammers into the ground that it stands up, right, with the ornaments on it. Read.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born.
Right, so they speak not, meaning what? That there's no power in that thing.
That's right.
You understand that? They're lies. It's a vain custom. What custom does that sound like?
Holiday.
What holiday? Christmas coming up right around the corner. God says we're not supposed to do those things. You understand that? We're not supposed to do that. I'm going to give y'all some more commandments because I just want y'all to understand. If you understand that we're supposed to come back to God's laws to get up out of the state, you understand that you Israel, that there's things that we must do. Give me fringes, 15, Numbers 15. Simple commandments, simple things that they should be teaching us in the church.
That's why it's so much craziness around. And the truth can be right there, God can be right there in your face, but you'll overlook it because there's so much wickedness around you.
A lot of wickedness. Before you get
Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3.
Get out.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So our head is Christ, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God, right?
Right. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So if you standing out here and we praying and prophesying or in the midst of prophecy, this is a commandment, right? And you have your head covered, you do what?
Dishonoreth his head.
You dishonor Christ. Do you understand that?
What you mean by that? Like having this on?
Yes, sir. That's a head cover. All praises. All praises. All praises. All praises. See,
it's so hard to serve God. And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.